Now, Mark Cuban says that Trump's immigration ban forces companies to discriminate. Is this something that they weren't already doing? But the billionaire investor Mark Cuban denounced Donald Trump's executive order to set restrictions and bans on travel from the Middle East on Wednesday. We've talked about that extensively. And during a phone call, which was televised on MSNBC, the Dallas mogul explained how it is, this travel ban is going to impact business from people like him, I guess, billionaires, suggesting that it now puts them in a position that they have no choice but to profile people. And I think that this is probably something that the Trump administration was hoping for. So according to Cuban, of course, you don't want people who can't travel. And if they need to go out of the country, you need someone who's not going to get tied up at the border. The day before the travel ban, if I was looking to invest in a new startup, if the kid has a green card, great, if they have dual citizenship, great. I never investigated further than that. That's all changed now that they have a travel ban. Now I have to consider all of those things. If I'm just going to invest in Indiana University, Stanford, MIT, University of Texas grad, who I think has a great idea for networks, now I have to say to myself, what is the ethnicity of this person? What about their parents? What about their relatives? Is this potentially going to be an issue? Now, I don't think that this is not something that was already done in the past, but definitely with the restrictions that right now they're supposed to be 90 days, we will see. But Mark Cuban joins a whole host of public figures from the world of business, government, media, sports, and entertainment who have come out against Friday's executive order. Of course, former First Lady Hillary Clinton denounced the order, as did her daughter Chelsea. The daughter of former President George W. Bush also chastised the order, calling it un-American. Despite the criticism and ruling by federal courts in Brooklyn to impose a stay on parts of the legislation, the President Donald Trump has pushed forward. The Trump administration defends that the restrictions were put in place under extraordinary circumstances and that it's not permanent. They contend that the measures are being carried out for the security of the nation. And I've said this before as well. They've cited the Trump administration has cited that Obama's administration named these countries, and they're just continuing what President Obama was starting. But before, they were talking about how bad Obama's policies are. Now they are, taking pages out of his books. Of course, Monday we talked about Attorney General Sally Yates rebelling against Trump's order, and she was fired by Trump. I don't know. This is it's just a nightmare. A nightmare. Definitely 4 years from now, if he lasts that long, we have to make a choice, and a much better choice. Democrats, the time is now to get your shit together.